Diet culture is pervasive. If we consider Stuart Hall's remarks on representation as directly influencing definitions as opposed to reflecting pre-existing meanings, the patterns of TV shows could perpetuate fat stigmatization. Fat stigmatization has led people to not seek medical attention when they need it out of fear for weight discrimination. Marika Ticheman actually found that the type of TV shows young women watch adds to their body dissatisfaction and development of eating disorders, the most lethal mental illness today. The continuation of fat phobia is at least partly accounted for by fat people's depiction on television. Netflix's 2018 show Insatiable is about a high school girl who loses weight and takes revenge on her former bullies.
She must have lost 70 pounds. She was a diamond in the rough.
In Friends, there is the infamous Fat Monica trope, in which Monica is used as the butt of fat-phobic jokes over the course of 10 seasons.
The food looks great. Maybe save me some?
I can't promise anything.
Pretty Little Liars hefty Hannah, who only gets to be more than her body once she's lost the weight. Notice how in all of these shows, the fat versions of these characters are dressed in long sleeves and sweaters. They're dressed to cover up. They're also depicted with food, once again laying the emphasis on their eating habits. The fat versions of these characters seem to have little business being anything other than that, fat. Even though some depictions were supposed to be empowering in these shows, the fact that they all turn skinny eventually reinforce exactly what diet culture has conditioned women to believe. Food is wrong, eating is dangerous, fat is scary, and a slim body equates a healthy one. However, there are some shows that are making progress towards a more nuanced depiction of fat women. This Is Us portrays Chrissy Meds in a rare leading role. Although introduced quite typically, and pointing out that
it's always going to be about the weight for me, Toby.
Her storyline presents a rounded character with experiences of fat phobia and weight loss that ring true to the realities of obesity. Although her story is often about weight, when she meets Toby, we get to see them in a lot of non-weight related settings. They are dancing, they are singing, they are building their relationship, and she is discovering herself beyond her body. BoJack Horseman is a show that doesn't shy away from social critique. After Hollyhock faints when being drugged with weight loss products, she describes the experience as,
Yeah, I got secretly drugged for months on end to the point where I was living a nightmare in which I couldn't recognize my own body or understand what was happening to my brain, but other than that, it was a pretty chill experience.
This seems a clear way of denouncing weight loss products, thus denouncing the celebration of diet culture. Although insecure about her looks,
And you're kind, and you're clever.
Am I also pretty?
Hollyhock's storyline is never about her weight. When another lead, Diane, argues against taking her antidepressants, she said it's because
it sucks. It made me break out. I gained weight. What if you leave and come back to this person you don't even recognize?
Later, she is shown having gained the weight and happier for it. Not only does it put a more complicated reason behind why her body is the way it is, it counters the idea that fat is not something to be feared. Himes and Thompson have argued that obese people are almost always represented as not sexually active. In the first couple of shows, this definitely seems to be true.
While my classmates were out losing their virginity, I was at home stuffing another hole.
In The One That Could Have Been, an episode of Friends where the show ponders on the lives of its characters, had one thing not changed about them, Monica has never lost the weight, and as a result, she's a virgin at 30.
Hey, what if I was still fat? Well, you wouldn't be dating me, that's for sure.
Sure I would.
Yeah, really? Right.
What, you guys really think I'm that shallow?
No, I just think Monica was that fat.
Hannah, throughout the show adored by men, has none of this attention in the flashbacks. This Is Us makes the struggle more personal in that Kate admits to not having had sex in a long time as a result of fat stigmatization, but not as a result of her weight. Diane actually saves her relationship by taking the weight gain over her depression. The depiction of fat women as unattractive is again visible through their cover-up clothes. Their body is not to be seen. Although I should mention that shows like Empire and Euphoria have presented a welcome break from this pattern. Murray has made a point of how, in this diet culture, compliments are only to be taken seriously if they explain how one conforms to the beauty standard.
Did you lose weight? You were so sweet to notice. Yes, I lost 3.5 pounds.
God, there's barely enough left of you to hug.
I missed you.
Again, in This Is Us, Toby compliments Kate on either something unrelated to her body or on her appearance as a beautiful fat woman. Freeman points out that when there's a fat woman in the lead, the story is about her weight. This pattern is visible in how the characters are surrounded by food. Their conversations are often about weight, and remarks made to them are often body-centered as well. However, there is an ongoing, non-linear development towards ending this war on women's bodies and realizing that women are not to be kept small.